course, we're on the call today because Arthur's long-lasting animated series is coming to a close in February at the end of the month. And of course, you're the genius behind these beloved characters. When you first created the first Arthur book, did you have any idea that these characters were going to have such a long-lasting legacy?
Absolutely none. I mean, it was the first book I ever wrote and illustrated. I was right out of art school. I had no idea what I was doing. I had a very patient editor who explained to me that I could do more with one good sentence than I was doing with 2 paragraphs.
Wow.
And so the book was a real learning process for me. And you know, when I was working on the new book, Believe in Yourself, I went back and I reread the very first Arthur book and many of the others. And the first Arthur book, Arthur's Nose, ends with the sentence, "There's a lot more to Arthur than his nose." And I thought, wow, was that true or what? You know, I mean, he just took me on all these wonderful adventures for all these years that I mean, I never could have met 4 United States presidents, you know, if it weren't for Arthur. So I'm just tagging along, I'm following in his wake.
Is there one theme that the Arthur franchise has addressed that you're proudest of?
I think telling kids the truth. We all look to the media to tell us the truth, and it's not so easy to find these days. So I would list that as number 1. And I also think that kids over the years have learned to trust Arthur, and you know, they look to him as someone who is real. He makes mistakes. He needs help from his family and his friends sometimes. But they see he has a good heart. And I think that is something that endears him to a lot of kids. And these characters, you know, are all based on kids I went to school with in 3rd grade. And that makes them a little more real to kids. I'll get letters asking for Francine's phone number.
That's amazing that you said that, because I do have a question here that obviously this show has impacted so many people. Like, I'm sitting here, you know, I listen to The Rhythm, I listen to The Street, you know, I know to get my library card from every, you know, watching it all the time. And has there been a fan encounter after all like decades of this character that has impacted you the most? Because I'm sure you've had, like you said, so many wonderful run-ins with fans who've been so impacted by these characters. Do you have one that stands out for you?
Oh gosh, there are I get so many interesting comments from parents and kids about how the show is a part of their daily life, or how certain characters they relate to so easily and feel like they are that character. One stands out, it's a dad who saw the show about autism and recognized that his own son was autistic because of the show.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, that's interesting. Or, you know, I learned pretty early on when I started to take on this whole adventure in television with Arthur, that it was very similar to picture books in many ways, but we could do things and tackle subjects that weren't necessarily picture book material.
Do you personally have a character that you resonate most closely with? Do you have a favorite?
DW. She is the embodiment of my 3 younger sisters. I love getting inside her head. I mean, she's just full of trouble and spunk and fun. And she's so much fun to write lines for. She just, you know, says the best stuff. So she would definitely be my favorite character.
Arthur has like lived on in memes and these viral TikTok trends. Like, people are quoting DW to Francine all the time. Have you A, seen any of these viral moments that Arthur has created? And B, what are your thoughts that Arthur is continuing the legacy through TikTok?
I am amazed that these young people who grew up with Arthur have these characters have stayed with them and made, you know, an impression on how they think, and the fact that they're using a character's personality as a reference point in their social media. I find that very interesting, and it makes me kind of pleased that these characters have become that iconic that other people understand what they're saying. I mean, when I first saw LeBron James using the fist in his social media, I thought, wow, that is pretty cool. And then he did some Arthur sneakers for Nike that were Arthur sneakers. Or John Legend. I love the fact that he thinks he's Arthur.
What would you like to say to those Arthur fans who are kind of feeling like this is an end of an era, a chapter, their childhood coming to a close?
I kind of want to step into the character of the soup Nazi from Seinfeld. No more shows for you. But the truth is, you know, we've done like over 600 stories and we've done specials, and those are going to run on PBS for years and years to come. PBS has a commitment to Arthur, and the fact that we decided not to do more programs, but to investigate other media, other forms of technology and media that have come along since we began. So that's what we want to concentrate on next. Look for new ways to reach kids.